Whoops. Don't get hit. Slow morning. For whoever's there, I did try the quick fill last time, yesterday. I think I just like having my synergy teams. Feels different. Maybe. I don't know how much I'm gonna do today. Man, like I said yesterday, my three parries are just not feeling great this week. But I'm probably gonna join Vega on his 7-4 stream. I may do a bit of it while I'm doing that. I'm probably gonna stream most of it. But I want to make sure I have the units. And I rarely rush this kind of content. Hey, seriously. Same basic question. I may do some, especially like later this afternoon. Wow, I really should have hit him one more time. Oh, power burn. Nice. Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna rush it. But it's all going to hinge on what the completion offer is. Whoops. Like if I already have enough for it, or if I decide that it's useless and I don't need to buy it, then I'll probably head right in. I thought that would get me to the special too, that's on me. Whoa! Alright, well, talked way too much during that arena match. Hey, Slay. Yeah, a lot hinges on the completion offer, so I'm very curious to see how that's going to go. Hey, Infamous Simrat, how's it going? When he just throws it, that's much worse on the spacing, as you can see there. If he hits into your block first, you're better off. Whatever, that'll be enough. I think it's going to be 3.5 again. Actually just had this discussion in an Alliance chat. Because it was brought up that, like, they could do an act exploration type thing and make it, like, 12k. But the thing is that, like, Act 6, all of the completion offers cost 12k. Like, I just recently did that on my on my alt account, and it was 12k for 6.1, which was absurd. So I like to think that they've just learned their lesson. And that it'll be 3.5. But yeah, if it's 12k, I don't think I'm putting it off for like the, I don't know, 2 months it would take me to grind that, and then I'm probably just ignoring it regardless of what it is. Yeah, Infamous. I'm really hoping to never, ever do that fight again. Ah, yeah, that was way too early. But yeah, congrats on the full thing. That's awesome. Yeah, 12k was stupid. Wait, what am I doing here? Didn't realize Crossbones is Karina's challengers. If I don't have Falcon, is he a viable replacement? I honestly don't know. Like, the damage is there. There are only a few fights where there's significant armor or resistance that he would have trouble with. I think your biggest potential issue... A little too late. Or early, I think. I think your biggest potential issue with Crossbones is the AI. I really thought I had it on that one. Is the AI in Abyss. Because I felt like there were so many fights where if I had a tight rotation, if I had to land a certain number of hits, I was trying to pause bleeds with Venom Pool, land my big poisons with Mysterio, whatever it was, there were so many times where even Green Goblin, who loves his special one, would just turtle up and refuse to throw anything until I burned through like 20 charges waiting out the coward timer. It was really, really frustrating. And if the best crossbone fights in Abyss act like that, like Thing is probably one of the better ones. If he refuses to throw, then you're just never going to build any Furies. You're never going to be able to refresh them efficiently. And I think you're just going to have a really bad time. And so I don't think that that's great there. The other thing is that, in my opinion, Falcon is primarily for the Collector. I think there are a few other fights that he can do, but I think he's mainly for the Collector. And you are not going to want to use Crossbones against the Collector. He's not a hero, and he doesn't have easily counterable specials. So yeah, my instinct is no, but I'm not sure. I ate half my snack already. Yeah, good luck to you guys who are blitzing it. You have a rank 2 Falcon, Saragost? I think I would still go with that, because one of the biggest issues with the 5-star Falcon, and why I chose to just not even try, is the lack of adrenaline. A rank 2 Falcon, I think, can still do work. I should probably be using him with Cable now. That's okay. Hate the transactions? Yeah, I get it. If I can grind up to it and not spend money on it, then I think it's likely that it'll be worth it for me. But if it's like, a pittance of actual resources and just, I don't know, here's a bunch of, what you call it? Here's a bunch of health potions, then there's no way I'm doing it. That's a waste. 630% in overflow. Nice. Mine are starting to run a little bit lower after these last few wars. But if you're not going to 30% against ASR and DSVG, then when are you? How many units are you sitting on, Slay? Would you have to spend to get the offer? Oh, to be cold snap immune. I intentionally hit into him too long to confirm that that works. Alright, come here. Not quite. Okay, we lose 1 prowess. Nice. She's a really good option for Arcus, then. That was awesome. I don't think I've ever done that fight before. Hey, Steve, Lord Gara. How's it going? Oh yeah, easy. Welcome. Yeah, but it is important, Easy, to remember that Crossbones does have very significant ability accuracy reduction. Just have to be able to upkeep it. Only 600. Okay, yeah. Rough. Yeah, I've started using those 6-hour boosts a bit more meta. It's really helpful that that we just get a couple of them now. Hey, true potential. If Falcons only uses Collector, I'd rather just use my Shang-Chi I was already planning on bringing. Yeah, I think that would make sense. Sure thing, Steve. Personal progress is personal progress. Cap was the first champion I was ever comfortable fighting Ebony Maw with because he was one of the only champions that I could consistently get that heavy counter with. Just got off work and it's 9. Oh. Having just done it, Falcon was invaluable. Okay, fair enough. I just was not willing to heal him up. I saw Campo's final run with Falcon against the Collector with his rank 3. And like he definitely looked like he did work, but the amount of finagling Campo had to do and still waiting out the unstoppable and how much block damage he took, like he would have been more efficient from a damage per revive standpoint than Cap was for me, but only if I brought in a King's Ransom and Potion. So I definitely do not regret my decision. Oh, all I said the other stream, Travis, was one of the most important steps in finding a partner is just making sure that you yourself are somebody people want to be around. No need to gamify it or anything. Just try and be a better person. If I get a Science Awakening gem, I might use it on Negs over Cap. I don't think that's crazy. I know people love to talk about, and I mean, I addressed this in my SIG ability video, but people love to talk about Negs having like that break-even point of 60 or whatever, or the sweet spot. I really think he benefits all the way up. I think he's a really solid champ. And he's an excellent SIG 200 investment. I'm just not excited about him for my account because I have Reed. Yeah, Infamous. That's what I tried to cover in my video today, that it's like it really depends on who you have, what resources you have or are willing to use, and what's the word? Like your pain risk tolerance, your patience. You have to know some things about your playing style. Ah, it's a 100% concussion. I don't think I realized that. I would have baited out the heavy. There's no analysis charges for me. Yes, Lay. I think Negs is absolutely a great SIG 200. The regen doesn't scale as well after SIG 60 or so, but it still scales. Like, it's not that it just stops growing the way Hyperion or Voodoo do. There is real growth all the way up. And the other aspects of his SIG continue to improve. Like, MP Blaze has mentioned a few times that he really feels the extra energy resistance from light energy. Like, I think it makes him a more flexible and complete champion to have a high SIG, as opposed to the more like niche kind of nuke that he is unduped or at low SIG. I think it's really important to rounding out his kit. Hey, Madrox. Yeah, super excited. Morning, Colin. How's it going? Turns out it's only Sig 40 for when 6-star Mags bypasses the rank 5. That's interesting. But also good news, because I would not really recommend you invest in a 6-star Magneto Sig. I just don't think it's that important. The example I always use for that is like, yes, it's extra damage on the heavies, but that means that your opponent is going to be at 20% health when you one-shot them with your special 3, as opposed to 50% health when you one-shot them with your special 3. Like, it just feels so unimportant to me. Whoops. I guess I finished that combo earlier. Something was kind of unpleasant. Gonna hurt. Never mind. Thanks, Meta. Yeah, BG3 has been absolutely on fire. 4 donuts out of 9 wars, and at least 2 164s off the top of my head. Negs is not Nebula? Yeah, that's fair. Negs versus Nebs can be confusing. Yeah, Slay. The energy resistance, I think, is the biggest thing from high damage. I think, like, the passive Void style damage is also kind of nice, but I think the energy resistance is the biggest thing. I want a Tech or a Mystic, Doom or Nimrod. I hear you, Executioner. I'm close to that, because for me it would probably be Nimrod or Tigra. Doom, Ragthor, Surfer, Warlock, Torch, Apok. One of those is going up soon, and I cannot wait. Very cool, Madrox. Interested to see Torch on that list, because I do think that at Sig 200 he actually gets a good benefit, and he would obviously be a cool rank 4 as a nuke. Are you just betting that we're going to see more tactics kind of like the current one, where he isn't banned as much? Nice crit for clear. I want to say MP shared a video of Negs taking Man-Thing on node 20 because of the distance. Yeah, exactly, Lord Gara. Like, I know how good Resistance is because of Reed and Cap and the like in my roster, but I don't think I had appreciated how much, didn't mean to throw that heavy, Negs is added up to until MP called it out as something he was specifically grateful for in his Sig 200. It feels less like one of the I think that even if I remember correctly, MP said he wasn't thrilled necessarily to take him to Sig 200, but he was like, it'll be a small benefit. He's absolutely going to be my rank 4. I use him all the time. He's an amazing champion. His prestige is solid. Like, I'm happy with it. But I don't think he was actively excited about the high Sig. But then, like, once he had him up there, he was like, ooh, this is coming up a lot. So that's been really cool to watch, if my read on that narrative is correct. Oh, you used a 3-star Nimrod in the Karina's challenge, Madrox. That's interesting. Were you using the special 3 for healing, or how were you approaching that? Because I was theorizing that he was one of those that would do work, but I wasn't sure exactly how it would go. You've actually found KOing them a few bleed ticks earlier matters? Okay. I suppose with the bleed immunes, that could come up. Yeah, as opposed to the non-bleed immunes where it's just... Man, I really thought I was going to get those close of parries on Blade, and I was going to be so proud. But yeah, like non-bleed immunes where the armor breaks make it completely inconsequential. But okay, I'm open to that thought. Hey, Bean. Forge gets content done fast with a kid and full-time job. It's important. That's fair. I do think you'll have fun, and the ability to have pre-fights back reliably is, I think, really undersold. Ouch. That's so rude. Yeah, well, I think that Negs was properly rated when MP took him to rank 4, largely on the back of MP's work, honestly. Or at least close to properly rated. I think the bigger issue is that even people who appreciated him were underrating his signature ability. I would have taken Chavez to rank 2 last level up if I had any freaking tier 4 class catalysts. They need to fix that. Afternoon, JJ. I really despise how much Longshot leans forward during his heavy animation. Like, I tried to release it fast there and it just didn't work. Like, after playing Tigra, you notice the difference so much. Because she can be right there in the face of somebody, but because she, like, leans back as she's crouching down, she gets away with quite a bit. Longshot gets hit in the face every single time. Tigra just barely doesn't. And it makes him so much weaker, given how important his heavies are. Her damage really is not bad if you ramp up the dimensions quickly. So I can see why they undertuned her a little bit, but it's also not great. I'm hoping that she gets some love soon. It's a fun fight. Executioner says, want Mystic, Mutant, or Tech. If I get Cosmic, gonna save it for her. Don't want Skill or Science. Yeah, I think everybody has at least one class they would prefer to avoid. Maybe not everybody, but most of us. Used Nimrod for the last two fights, Black Bolt and Hulk, not the Wolvie fight, so I may not have much fun to play. Okay. fun to play is still interesting. I'm not investing 200 SIGs in a 6-star, knowing that it barely took the investment. Gotcha. Okay, so just that much more game to rank him. Yeah, I buy that. I also think Adrenaline is quite good for Magneto, and I would have ranked the 6-star by this point, at least to rank 2 if I had him. Really hoping to get a tech awakening for Nimrod, or I'll use a generic. He's not the worst use of a generic, that's for sure. Yeah, Lord Gara. Torch definitely went underappreciated for a while, but I think it's also very important to remember that he got buffed when it was a quote small buff, but it was actually extremely important to how he played against non-energy damage or champions or mystics, and there were a lot fewer mystics in those days, or there were a lot fewer energy damage champions in those days. So I understand why Torch went under the radar at first. But yeah, after his rebalance, that's when Strands really got into him and was like, you know, guys, I think that made the difference. Like, it was tiny, but he feels easier to play. Look at what he can do. And then the rest of us in WoW were like, oh, yeah, you are correct, sir. Therago says, I mainly prefer the damaging parts of negative sig, very partial to characters that punish opponents for triggering immunities. Yeah, that's fun. That's one of the reasons I still think that there will be more Icarus love in the future. Who's messing with unduped rank 1 Cersei against Winter Soldier. Her damage is amazing. I don't think that you necessarily need to regret Venom. I'm not hitting the back button. I'm sorry. I know I've twitched over that a few times recently, but it just I don't know what's going on with the game that's causing that. I'm not having any phantom inputs on any other apps. Because like with where the back button is on the screen, if it was an issue with my iPad, this would be happening constantly with YouTube, like minimizing the videos that I full screen, but it doesn't happen. It's only this. So it's something with MCOC. I don't know what, but it's driving me insane. But yeah, I don't think you need to regret Venom. Venom is very good, but Cersei can just be the next one. Eh. I think I am going to rank 3 fix it at some point, especially if I don't pull Hood from any of the 7-4 Nexuses. He was very good in Battlegrounds, and he's just bothering me less lately. Oh, okay, that way too much of a dash back. Levo is watching your VOD from yesterday. Heard you mention Permanis. I'm not from Pittsburgh, Travis, but I do live here at the moment. I've been here for, God, 7 years now. Um, I came here in, I guess, 2015, yeah, for grad school at CMU, and been here ever since. I love this city. Who would be my non-read top choice for rank 4 in science? I don't really want to think about it, Madra. uh, like, I could sink 120 stones into Torch, and on the off chance that he's ever not banned, which I don't really want to do. I could sink 160 stones into Captain America Infinity War and get a very low prestige champion that I would use sometimes, but still has significant overlap with Reed. It would still hurt a little bit less because he at least like slots very well into some teams that I already have. Or I could sink a gem and 199 stones into Mr. Negative, who, as I covered, I think is an amazing first rank 4. Like, first science rank 4. I don't think he adds a lot of value to my account over what I already have with Reed. And so yeah, none of my science options excite me in the slightest. I also have a rank 3 She-Hulk, but again, that would be a gem and 199 SIGs, and her prestige is so bad that I don't even think, I'm not even sure she would dethrone a rank 3 for me. Like, it's truly abysmal. Hey, Olivier. Welcome. What champ am I grinding for, William? I'm just here to get the 4-star Betsy and also to pick up some more units because I am hoping... Whoops. That would have been a KO in one combo there if I guess, hadn't accidentally ended it with a medium early. But yeah, I'm trying to get more units for the expected completion offer at the end of 7.4. How did I have time to play Battlegrounds and get the challenges done? I didn't, Dot. I played Battlegrounds in those few streams. I don't think I played a single Battlegrounds match off stream. And I'm honestly pretty sad about it. I definitely wanted to dive into it more. and I feel like I'll have a lot of catching up to do when they're released for real. But I'm at peace with it. I saved myself literally hundreds, possibly thousands of units by doing the Karina's challenges when I did, and so I'll get over it. Okay, you know what? Let me pause and catch up on chat for a second. Love Icarus, just wish I had a good excuse to use him anywhere. Well, if nothing else, try him on the energy adoption path, Saragost, because I really think that ramping up his energy vulnerabilities there would be very fun. If I get Cosmic, am I taking Cersei up? Yeah. She's who I would go for Cosmic. Like, I'm not sigging up Odin, I'm not sigging up CGR, I did not hit the back button, I definitely didn't hit it twice. I'm not awakening and sigging up Herc. We're gonna have that role covered in the BG. I don't need it to be me. Yeah, I don't really think I have any other cosmics on the table. Like Venom Pool would be a terrible rank 4 choice. Not knocking it if anyone does it. He just like does not need it at all. And his prestige isn't good. But I think Cersei would benefit quite a bit from the rank. I think that there is a benefit to having her at high sig, and I just think that she's awesome, and she'd be an amazing rank 4. I don't think I'm going to be the first one, though, because if, depending on what class Bryce pulls, I think he's ready for 2 rank 4s sometime in the next week, and he's her pick for Cosmic as well, or she's his pick for Cosmic. So he may beat me to that. Appreciate that, Stover. Not every champ I consider underrated becomes or ends up being incredible though. I just have my pets sometimes where it's closer to the Marge Simpson meme. I just think they're neat and people are being too harsh on them. I have Sig60 Fix It just riding the pine. I don't particularly like his playstyle, but there is value in his kit. So it's I don't know. Maybe mess around with it easy, but I just don't like that his parry messes up the rotation. Hey Pooba, Kabir. From West Virginia. You're probably the closest MCOC YouTuber that I know of. Oh, that's very cool. Simula's also in Pittsburgh, Travis. If you ever check out any of his streams, he's a huge Steelers fan, hence the logo. And he will occasionally let Pittsburghisms seep into his speech. Overseer at rank 4 is a beast? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Dot. I mean, I if I had a 6-star spider pig, I mean, I think this is where I use the what Fairly Odd Parents Mr. Turner meme. If I had a Spider Ham, then I would consider him to rank 4. No lie. Hey, Barswell, how's it going? Hey, Patrick, welcome. Just watched the Karina summary. Good watch. Thank you. Struggling to come up with a team for Goblin with no Null, Anti-Venom, and only a 5-star Mysterio. Think I wait to grind for 5-star Null. That could be the option. Do you have Venom? Because he has both armor breaks and bleeds. And both bleeds and poisons bypass the protection. Hold on, let me real quick pull up those filters. We're looking at Spider-Verse Heroes. I've heard Symbiote Spidey actually isn't quite as good as you would hope he was. Penny just does not scale well in Abyss because of the hit count. I do think Spider-Ham could do well, but I've heard that just the way Goblin acts, it's a little tricky. So we check symbiotes. MSD said he did it with Red Goblin, which makes a lot of sense because of the armor breaks and then the high incinerate damage. If you have him, you could check that out. I think Carnage could probably do it if you have him ranked. I already mentioned Venom. I think that's probably it. Hold on. How does I don't yeah, it's only resistance, it's not armor, so Venom the Duck probably isn't the way to go. And let me see, what's the other one? Sinister Six? Where's that? There it is. Yeah, so you already said Mysterio's at kind of a low sig. Vulture does have access to armor breaks. Like, without Tigra and with limited power gain, he's not going to have the best damage output, but you would at least be doing full damage against him. You could consider that if you like Vulture. Craven does a lot of bleed damage if you play him properly. I don't know how well. Stop hitting the back button. Swear to God. I don't know how well his rotation would translate to Goblin because of the reduced power gain, but that's a possibility. He's taking Patriot. And then let me check real quick. So I think you might be able to do it with Dr. Octopus, just doing straight heavy attacks, because I think that damage is not typed and therefore bypasses the resistances on Goblin. You would basically be playing him almost like Captain America, just pure parry heavy. Doesn't sound particularly fun, but it's possible. I don't know. You do have options outside of those, Patrick, but it may mean that you end up with a ranked up champion that you don't love. So think about what you're willing to do for that. Well, that's interesting. Did the glancing buff turn off his purify? I feel like we had a full second there and he didn't purify. I'll have to test that later. What awakening gem am I hoping from the random? Sure. Oof, yeah, that was way too early. That was bad. Alright. Goodbye. Um, Cosmic would be a very good one because it could go to either Cersei or eventually Hercules. Like I said, he doesn't excite me, but his Sig is good. So, like, at the absolute worst, that's a good place to park it. Science is a possibility because I have She-Hulk, I have Mr. Negative, and I have, you know, some... Yeah, I was too late on that. I have some future champion. Nope, don't do that. Alright, please throw your special 2, and I will try and strategically block a single hit of it. Thank you. Let's pay attention to this fight so we don't lose to Kitty. Alright. Yeah, I think Science or Cosmic would be my best two. I already have a Mystic, so that's the one I want the least. Punisher 99 really benefits from the rank ups. The power control in a rank 4 plus the attack boost would be great. I mean, yes, but that is not going to happen in the top alliance in the top or in the first 5. I don't think it's going to happen at all. Reason being, A, his prestige is bad. He is exactly 50th percentile. He's right in the middle. Um, oh, sorry, that was at Sig Zero. So he's 89th percentile. So actually, his prestige is not terrible. Let's go check exactly where he falls. But the bigger issue, he is ninth in between Warlock and Gilly 99. Okay, that's not awful. He's in the 13-6 realm. Okay, I apologize for being wrong on Punisher there. But the bigger problem is that feeding him 200 SIGs would hurt so much. Like making that power lock debuff that almost never matters go from 5 seconds at SIG 20, already half of the total benefit, to 10 seconds at SIG 200. Ugh. That's the kind of investment that just makes me die a little inside. And so, as strong as he might be, I don't expect we're going to see any of those in top alliances. Unless, like, I don't know, somebody at DSVG or a similar alliance where they spend enough to keep their prestige up, even making some weird ranks, decide they really like him. That's probably what it would take. I don't think there's going to be one in Savage Squad anytime soon. We just don't spend enough to do that with our Sig Stones. But you know what? I'm now convinced he would be a really solid rank 4 because yeah, his prestige isn't bad and he would scale well. He would be able to keep an incredibly long uptime on the overdrive thanks to all those special ones. You could more easily get the armor break and then get back to the special one without losing overdrive. Or crits is really good with how high his damage spikes. Yeah, I buy it. I absolutely buy it. Yes, neutralize prevents the heal from buffet and masochism true potential. It also prevents the power gain from power stack, but not the one from conflictor, which makes, you know, so much sense. Chat is active today. Hey Oakley, how's it going? Taking a break before I start the collector fight. Ooh, good luck, my friend. It's it's such a shit fight. I think you have better options than I did for it, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just bad. Like that's what I said in my video. It doesn't. You're not going to have a good counter because there isn't one on the list. You can only have an okay counter. So good luck, my friend. Hey, William. If I got a Tech rank 4 gem and had a Warlock Sig 200, would I pick him or Awakening and Sigging up Nimrod? I would Sig up Nimrod if I already had him. Like, it's a big investment, but I think Nimrod gains a lot. Like, that's what I like to point out to people is that it's not 35% better. It's 35% potency and duration. You have to multiply them by each other to understand the full effect. So it's actually 80% better for everything he does with his specials. That is a lot of shock damage. That is a lot of energize. That is a lot of energy vulnerability. Like, Nimrod is an amazing investment. Patrick says I have a rank 3 Venom, Sim Supreme, and some other low rank 6-star champs. Yeah, I mean, if you have a rank 3 Venom and rank 3 Sim Supreme, like that already handles a lot. Venom can take Iron Man Infinity War, can take Ghost, can take Green Goblin. Sim Supreme solos the Cosmics at rank 3 with a little bit of luck and skill. I mean, it's up to you. If you've done all of the others, I think a rank 3 Venom with what you outlined can get you through that path. Do you have a Mephisto answer? Like, do you have a 5-star Spider Ham, maybe? Oh, sorry. Next question. Next response. It's the last one to complete. Would like to get it done. Yeah, I mean, good luck on your 6-star null, because, yeah, that definitely would simplify things. I hope you do pull that. Hey, buddy. I don't think that I'm going to jump right into 7.4 because in part I'm waiting for the offer to drop, and also I know that Vega is probably going to be streaming soon, and so I will probably take a break here in a second to uh, play some trombone, get some food, and then join him on call. I may stream later tonight though, if time allows. We'll see. Are you streaming right away? This should be good until we see what Omega Sentinel can do. Yeah, I am definitely curious about her. I was talking to some of the CCP guys, and like, they're obviously not allowed to say any specifics, but just trying to get general takes. I think she's going to be interesting. My initial impression is that she's not as overpowered as people feared. Yeah, Sarah Ghost. I was just saying in my Alliance chat earlier today, I really, really wish that I was allowed to open the 3 to 4 gem before I had to choose my class Nexus. Because it makes a big difference. Um, the class Nexus is going to be skill or science, and a large part of me wants to take skill because I don't have Nick, I don't have Shang-Chi, I love both of them. But I think I have to take science because if I pull science from the 3 to 4 gem, like it's just too bleak for me. But if I don't get science from the 3 to 4 gem and I end up not getting something good from that crystal, I'm probably going to be a little sad. That's just kind of how things go right now with selectors, though. I hope they change that at some point. You have a SIG 200 rank 4 5-star Spider Ham could be an option. You're talking me into this? That's awesome, Patrick. I still need to make progress with the time stamping, but if you check out my stream of it, you'll see that my SIG 20 uh, rank 5 Spider Ham was extremely efficient on Mephisto and very good for Omega Red too. So I do think you probably have the option. You're just gonna want to make sure that you have an option for Joe. Like Venom could take him down eventually, but since Joe is immune to Nullify and Venom's does count as a Nullify, you would have to be pushing to the special threes. I mean, the bleed damage is probably still enough. Venom is a tank. But if you don't have an anti-venom or any other way, I suppose if you have Doc Ock, you could take advantage of his current bug and potentially try and use him to cheese Joe into a solo. Might be a possibility. Be doing initial clear after work. Nice, buddy. Good luck with that. Hey, Pooba. Yeah, I did just answer it. I may be streaming it later today, but not right as it drops because I believe Vega will be, and I'll probably be on call for him at least some of the time. I'm gonna take a break soon and get some other work done. Dean says, I think she, meaning Omega Sentinel, will have good balance, solid defender, plenty good attacker, essentially a champ seems great for Battlegrounds. It definitely feels like they've been designing for Battlegrounds for the last several months. Been really interesting. William asks thoughts on Miles. I think he's quite good, and if you really commit to him, um, I think there's a lot he can do for you. but I think he has clear limitations. He was just really waiting out that bleed, so I couldn't pause it. That's extremely annoying. I really thought that was a reparry. I just cannot reparry right now. What question was I badly answering? Oh, Miles. I think he has clear limitations, and I don't assign him in war because I think he relies too much on AI cooperation for the intercepts and, throwing specials when you need them so that he can actually cheese the unblockable. I think he's currently bugged where it's not just a well-timed block that turns off his miss, it's also any block, which is really bad. That's a huge weakness for him. Um, I don't know. I think he's good. I think he is somewhat overhyped by his most enthusiastic adherents. Sorry, Xander. But I do think he's good, and there's definitely a place for him, especially in content, because war is not the be-all, end-all. Hey, Farouk. Want to go Cosmic for Herc, but I think Tech's smarter, more consolidation, or more consolation there if I don't get Nimrod. Fair enough, yeah. I think with a 3-champ Nexus, it's extremely important to think about not just the best case, but how many cases overall there are where you would be at least a little bit happy. Dang it. Didn't drop my block fast enough. Come on, buddy. There we go. It's now my birthday. Happy birthday, Farouk. Does a rank 3 sim still have value in large accounts? Absolutely. SimSup definitely still holds up. Like, you do want the opponent to have some buffs. If they are armor break immune and bleed immune, then obviously don't use them, but that's a pretty small subset. There are a lot of champions and nodes that add buffs these days, so you don't just have to, like, it's not as niche as it once was. Cosmics are more relevant, especially on defense, than they used to be. So it's not just like you trot them out for one fight a war. More mutants have buffs these days. Sim Supreme is definitely still very good. John, the Doc Ock bug is that right now he reverses healing instead of just canceling it out. Like, what's supposed to happen is that when he's unawakened, he heal blocks. When he's awakened, the heal block stops blocking healing, but does direct damage to cancel out the healing. And then you heal from it. But I think the way that the bug works is that it's both heal blocking and dealing direct damage to cancel out the healing, which effectively reverses the healing. That's Buddy has a video on that for Doc Ock versus Darkhawk. Very strong right now. Collins has always watched the good players do a completion run before I do it. Yeah, I do a bit of that as well. Oh, 18, nice. Hey, KT, how's it going? I'm assuming you're streaming pretty soon yourself. You mean you're not as good as Sweeto with Strife on some? Already have a 565 Nimrod to lean on. I mean, 565 Nimrod is already very strong, but more Nimrod is always a good thing. Maybe, yeah. I know you have too much class to just announce it and leave, but you're allowed to say when. Yeah, sure thing, John. I have no idea how long it will last, but it makes Doc a very strong option for the moment. And honestly, even unbugged, he does have value in Abyss. Like, he can have extremely high block proficiency, he can do direct damage on his heavies, he can heal, he can power control. Like, it's not that Doc is only relevant because of the bug, it's just supercharging him at the moment. It's only 7-4. Yeah. After the last few weeks. That does feel almost anticlimactic, doesn't it? Oh, you're being sarcastic. I mean it in both ways. The actual difficulty is probably going to be somewhat anticlimactic, but yeah, we have 100% been waiting for it, and I am very much looking forward to the Kang fight. I'm looking forward to all the people getting their first rank 4, and I hope that most people are either have good options for the class they pull or are willing to see good options in the class they pull if they like can't take up their number one choice. I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of anger today, and I hope it's not too big. Because I really think this is going to be a fantastic day for a lot of accounts. And that's what matters. It's going to be a slog meta, that's for sure. I just hope that it's a fun fight. I know the Psycho Man buff, that I like it more than a lot of people, but one thing I just cannot understand, why does the Fury buff happen at the end of his special 2 instead of at the start and is just paused through it? Like, what would it hurt to have that first special 2 actually do any damage? Think your first rank 4 is Doom? Good luck, Farouk, on pulling the right class then, because I'm assuming if you're gonna get it today that it's probably reliant on the gem. Whoops, why did I do that? Oh, because he had an armor up and so the stun didn't. That was dumb. What do I expect from the 7.4 completion offer? I honestly have no idea, Stover. Like, it's hard to predict how Kabam will have judged the economy to have progressed over the last 6 months or so. I just don't know. I hope that it's good for me, selfishly, but we'll kind of just have to see how it goes. I think I talked myself into the Science Nexus, Negative Pole, Overseer 2099 reduped. Yeah, those are good options for sure. I know who I'll rank for in each class, except for skill, Kingpin, or Fury, Mutant, Apoc, or Strife. Well, yeah, at least you have options, Colin. I know that the skill ones are not great for prestige, but from a quality standpoint, nice to have those choices. Guardian, in my opinion, does not need either dupe or max sig Farouk. He's good both at low sig and like he improves both with the initial awakening and with max sig. But there is a lot in that kit if you learn how to play him properly. Like unduped, he still has very high block proficiency. He still buffs the block proficiency of your whole team. He has all of his damage output unduped. He still has the ability to perfect block specials, which is a huge part of his sustainability. He still has a permanent armor up, so you can use him carefully as a havoc counter. Guardian is very, very good on his own. He still has the taunt, he still has the power drain. All of that's in the base kit. You just don't want to take an unduped Guardian in as like a magic counter or something, but it's not like he's my favorite magic counter anyway. And to answer your second question, yes, he's very good on attack. Would love to dupe my Spidey 2099. Yeah, Miguel is a beast. Hope the offer's in the 5k units range. You take that back, Kabir. I'm saving up for 3,500 for a reason. Yeah, Meta. I hope that it's at least as many R formats as 7.3. I hope it's significantly more, but, you know, we'll see what happens. I'd like it to be 10k units. Boo! No, thank you, KT. Well, that's one way to find out about the reach on his heavy. Good lord. I mean, if that is what it takes to get one of each catalyst meta, then I will absolutely just grind it out and wait. And I will finish 7.4 when I grind out that many units. And I'll get my rank 4 then. Hey, BBG, how's it going? Get 15k then. Extra boo. Extra boo, all of you. No. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Kabir, but I don't think we're seeing another generic gem in the rewards. Um, and it's not like 15k is a fair price for a generic gem. Like people like to point to the offers and say like, oh, that's what it's gated behind. No, but like you also got a lot on the way there. If we're talking like 10k units for one of each rank 4 catalyst, or 15k for that plus a generic gem, just give me the 10k one. I don't need another generic gem. I just want another rank 4, if that's what's on the table. Rank 4 Nova, can't wait. Bleh. Thanks, Fruit. Have a nice day yourself. In the offer, just speculation? Okay. I don't like your speculation. Whoops. Did not mean to release my block there. Yeah, I would be very happy with a choose offer meta. Those are almost always good whenever we see them. Oh, he's being sarcastic, Farouk. The only reason I'm not more bitter about the Nova buff in heavy air quotes is that now with the updates to Guillotine and Gamora, I have some hope that they're going to go back and fix him. I've played an awful lot of Nova meta, and I know that he's not bad, but he is not good. And the thing that bothers me the most about him is that he's a quote dash champion that doesn't actually reward dashing. Because if you intercept with him, the way that his SIG is clearly set up for you to do, you actually gain fewer charges and less power. I think that his kit is really poorly executed. Yes, true potential. I did answer that earlier. Tigra shuts down buffet and masochism healing as long as neutralized. Hey, Jason. Yeah, it was not sarcastic. It does not shut down Conflictor because Conflictor is apparently cheating. But it does shut down Buffet, Masochism, and Power Snack. Thanks, PPG. That war felt really awesome. What the? Like, should I have gone for a heavy there? No, but I did try to go for a heavy. Yeah, do not take meta seriously, Farouk. Nova is not nearly good enough for defense to justify a rank 4. I don't think anybody is good enough for defense to justify a rank 4 at this point. No. Yeah, I guess that's the best split. Sasquatch? I suppose arguably. We haven't had an issue with him on defense in a long time, and I don't think the rank 4 would change that, but that's also related to which specific rank 4s we have in my BG. That's a good shout. Who do I think is the most annoying defender? Depends on the day. Some days it's Doc Ock. Penny is definitely one of the most annoying without a good counter. I disagree completely on Storm X. She's not even horribly designed. Just use somebody who power drains. That's all it takes, Slay. It completely shuts her down. Defender node, do I think is hardest? Again, I don't really have one for that. Because it depends on what options you have available. Because it's definitely not hazard shift scroll. Like I understand where you're going with that, Dot, but like I'm not even gonna be the first one to have it, so I won't sugarcoat it. Like I took that in our last war against DSVG, and it took me 19 seconds, and I had over half health left. And 19 seconds is actually including the run-in time and the win fight screen, so it's probably more like 15 seconds. Pizza time? Today might be quesadillas. Yeah, Penny is definitely not at the top of the list right now, given the fact that she's bugged. She could come back. Yeah, well, that's different, Dot. But there are other options. I've seen reliable solos with two other options that are not Tigra. So I don't think that that is the worst one. Hate everything about that design on defense. Are you talking Penny or Unstoppable Armor or what? Domino, I think, would definitely be up there for most annoying defender. I have always hated everything about her. Hey, Sketch Boy, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. Scroll on 49 did have one war with 2 KOs. Yeah, that was the war against us, wasn't it? We had some things to move around at that point. Because that was like our second real war with the tactic. A lot to learn. He definitely, like, it's one of the trickiest, hardest to figure out this season, but I don't think it's the hardest fight on the map anymore. Like, there are enough options. It just so happens that the one we used, that war is not among the good ones. Okay, I can finish AQ and then I will call the stream there. Does Symbiote Supreme own Scroll? Not with this tactic, Stover, because the staggers like remove the armors. You have all the power you could ever want, but that doesn't matter if he's gone unstoppable because the armor was there for a split second and now you are dead. Hey Nani, how's it going? Nice Frug. Black Widow's fun. Not a lot of utility, but she's fun to play and the damage is solid. Whoa! God, I cannot wait for the input fix to go out to all of us. Pretty sure I blocked that. Alright, Odin's just gonna take the rest. Top-Raise Annihilus is still the only death of the season. Yeah, that was a bloody war on both sides. Come on, throw it one more time. Alright. Yeah, Odin's fantastic. Take care, Sketch. Yeah, BT, I think I may be streaming a bit this afternoon. Maybe this evening. Usually bait. Yeah, I usually bait Odin's special one as well. And also, my Venom pool normally has Odin pre-fights, so he wouldn't have died to that. But I was very stupid last night and forced quit out of a fight with Venom pool instead of just reviving him with all of the free items that we have. And so I lost the pre-fights, because there's no way to get those back after you force quit a fight with him. Which is frustrating, but... And, like, it's not even intended as a punish of the pre-fight. I'm extremely confident. It's just the way pre-fights currently work, because... Like, they're not trying to punish you for having your game crash. Oh, I don't think he actually got knocked down, so I don't think I get the extend. That's on me. Oh no, cool, it counted. It should. I don't think daylight savings affects the release of 7.4. No, Parzival. I'm pretty sure it will be in 20 minutes. Or I guess that means that it does affect it. Sorry, it's at the normal time for me, which is in 20 minutes. So I'm very sorry for my American, US-centric answer to that. Loves his heavies, hates his L1s. Hate this fight so much. Especially when that happens. Come on, man, throw it. Because I know if I push you to the special 2, you're just gonna back me up and throw it in the corner. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, well, I'm using my first revive in 3 weeks. Yeah, Surfer on the buffed up defender node is just garbage. It's the worst fight of the whole map. And this is why I don't mind doing this on stream. Like, I'm normally fine on this fight, but that was also pretty rough AI. Like, if he never throws the special one except as you're dashing back, it's rough. It's also rough if he does this and throws it and gets the double power gain, which he loves to do. He's much more likely to throw it in that phase than he is in the other two. Because then you have to do way more baiting for the rest of the fight. Thank you. I just need to get to the special 3. Like, we need 2 Furies. Oh, come on, man! Like, I know I'm not focused, but I hate him so much. Fine. You don't have a power gain up. I can do this. Yeah, it's 100% AI. Or, yeah, 80% AI is fair. But I despise it. Here he goes again. Waiting out both his buffs and ours. Lovely double power gain. Seven fours up early? Interesting. No, you cannot and should not use Voodoo or Man-Thing on this fight, Dot, because you need him to have buffs. Or, oh, you're saying the Pustules. Yes, you can use Voodoo if you resign yourself to only ever using the special 2. Man-Thing, I would not do, because, yeah, you put Pustules on him, but then you also nullify them. I don't know. Those also are not great for a lot of the fights earlier. Like, this doesn't. Yeah, Man Thing needing 3 buffs on himself is not ideal. I. The important thing is simply that I do not need alternate attackers. I do this itemless most days. It's purely that every once in a while he decides to behave like that, and I am not 100% on my evade game, and the combination of the two is the problem. Hey, Michael, welcome. You really, really do not want to use Diablo or Sorcerer or Nani because they don't put any buffs on the opponent and will keep getting rid of them. Like, that's the whole thing. The lane is difficult because you are punished for removing buffs from the opponent. That's the whole thing. And that means that, like, Brute and Surfer are a real pain because they don't get to the point where they have 3 permanent buffs. None of the other fights are a problem. Don't use special one with Sorcerer, but then why are you using Sorcerer? Why are you using her and not somebody else with Odin pre-fights? What does she gain you? Just feed your Mystic Dispersion, but you're not feeding Mystic Dispersion if you're not nullifying buffs against the vast majority of defenders on that path. So there's no advantage to Sorcerer. It's just, like, you don't spam Special 2, you just occasionally get a Special 2. That's not her best. Like, Venompool is amazing for this because there are a lot of armor up champions along the path. The shared fights over here are Vision and Hulkbuster that Venompool is particularly good against. There's a the Vulture you just saw here. There's a Red Skull over here right before the boss. Venompool is almost immortal when he has the Odin pre-fights on him. I just messed up today, made it harder on myself, and then ran into the kind of bad AI that I only see every like 3 or 4 weeks, and I played poorly. Like that is the only reason I spent items today. Is the confluence of all three of those factors. Like this team is amazing for my paths. I don't need to change any of them. Odin and Venompool are absolute monsters. All right, 7-4's out. I probably have to restart for it. I probably, yeah. Oh, nope, there you go. Okay. Well then. All right, I'm gonna pull up some of the other streams and start thinking about how I'm gonna tackle this. I will probably come back and what you call it, stream this later today, but I absolutely need food, as you can tell by the fact that I have forgotten what words are several times in the last 10 sentences. All right, good luck, everybody. I hope to be on Vegas stream soon. I believe he's still planning on doing that. And I'll catch y'all. Actually, let me make sure. Is he live yet? Okay, Vega's going live in 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the description. You can head over there with a DLL raid if you want. And I will see y'all there probably in about 30 or so minutes for me. So check you then. Take care, everyone.